Howdy folks, this is a 2002 Chevy Trailblazer. It's got the 4.2 liter straight six engine. It's got a really bad misfire. They drove it here, it runs and drives, but it bucks and shakes and has low power, and it's definitely not happy about it. Check engine light comes on and flashes. It's got over 30 DTCs, but I don't think there's anything in here that's really going to help us. So we just have a generic P0300 misfire code. And then there's some communication stuff. U1000, that's a history code, but it is current in a couple of the modules. So I don't know, there's some stuff going on in the body control side, I guess. Yeah, so there's a current U1000 code for the body control module. And then it's got a ton of codes, communication codes between the ECM and all the other modules. So I don't know, we may have a power and ground problem on the BCM. Anyway, I don't think there's anything on the class 2 network that could cause a misfire. So let's work on the misfire first, and then if we have time, we'll circle back to this communication problem. It's also got a low tire, so if we have time, we'll patch that too. Well, let's just look at the fuel trims real quick and see if anything jumps out at us. Definitely missing right now. I don't see anything really bad there. Not happy with cylinder number 1. Well, what do we think? Spark, fuel, or compression? And also, if it's only counting misfires on cylinder number 1, why didn't it give us a P0301? Oh, misfire codes are always so worthless. There's one back there, isn't there? Oh. I think, if I remember right, I just replaced this intake resonator. And I'm pretty sure I replaced this hose at the same time, which is probably why it doesn't want to come off. Oh man. It definitely was this one. There's the junkyard writing. Anyway, I'm thinking before we get out scopes and all that jazz, it should run like this. Even though the mass airflow sensor's not hooked up, it should still run. And then we can just unplug this coil and see if it really is on cylinder number 1. This is kind of a bugger to get to the injectors. They're underneath this plenum. So let's do the easy thing first. Okay, good. So now we know for sure the problem is on cylinder number 1. We still don't know whether it's fuel, ignition, or compression. I don't hear anything skipping when it cranks over, so I'm not suspecting compression at this time. What can we do? Swap the coils? That would be easy enough, I guess, to try that. Or should we get the scope out and get fancy? I'm assuming the engine's turning off the injector, because it's detecting the misfire. So well, before we go crazy, let's just see if we've got the essentials. Should have power here, key on, and we do. Now the black wire, which is this guy, that should be ground, and it is. So the dilemma, these are 3-wire coils that have a transistor built into them. You can tell because it has this heat sink on the top. So I don't know if the ECM circuit is strong enough to power a test light, to ground a test light. I think it probably is, at least for a short time. Let's try it. Before we get the scope out, so this middle wire here should be the control wire, which the PCM will pull to ground, right? Yeah, purple wire. So we should be able to test that. Well, it would be easy enough to do if it weren't for this stupid wiring harness. I think we can peel it back a little bit. Maneuver our way in there. Got some moisture. Uh-oh. I'm seeing a butt connector. But it's on the ground side, so it shouldn't be a problem. You guys see that moisture? Okay, that's that. Needs a coil. And it's my habit, generally speaking, whenever you replace a coil, you also replace the spark plug. So I am going to recommend that we replace the number 1 coil and the number 1 spark plug. And if he so chooses, we'll also replace the other 6 or 5 spark plugs on the truck. I do have some oil down here on that one. But it looks like somebody's put a valve cover gasket on this pretty recently, so I don't think we're gonna worry too much about it. Oh boy, I can't get a coil until tomorrow morning, so I guess we'll deal with this tire real quick. It's pretty much flat. Wah, 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 wah. Well, what size are those? Well, there's your problem. Well, this is the patch we're going to use. It's a small size lead wire combination patch. That screw we took out, there's no way it was bigger than 3/16 diameter, so that should seal up the injury through the tire, and then the mushroom tip will seal the inside. So we'll just buff it down smooth first. Well, what do you think? The repair patches I have are good for up to 25 degrees off of perpendicular. I think we're pretty close. And we'll let that tack up for a little bit. I don't know, this stuff takes forever to dry. I think it's good enough. I like to put a little bit of the cement on the actual stem as well. That'll work. So I'll have to get the old bead sealer off of here, and then depending on how corroded the rims are, we may put some more back on. That'll do. All right, folks, got some goodies from the local auto parts proprietor. 6 new spark plugs. Figure we might as well do them now. I think they're original. They're looking pretty shabby. Anyway, I've already installed 2 through 6. Nothing special there. These are the cheaper ones, but you know, truck's got 89,000 miles on it. So yeah, anyway, got a Delphi original equipment ignition coil. And it appears to be the right one. This is the plug that came out of cylinder number 1. I don't see anything really, you know, out of the ordinary with it, other than it's, you know, it's worn down some. But like I said, it's my habit to replace the coil and spark plug together, as I have seen where a bad spark plug will destroy or will burn up a coil, and then you put a new coil in it and it lasts, you know, a couple thousand miles and burns it up again. So spark plugs are cheap enough, might as well do it. I'll torque that to factory specs. The new coil does come with grease on the boot, but you know, we'll give her a little extra dielectric grease just to make sure no electricity flows to the spark plugs. Because of course, dielectric grease prevents the flow of electricity. Looking good. Yes, are we done? I think we're done. It's had some harness repairs done in this area. I'm guessing that's because of a little cheese-eating friend. But I don't know. It looks like it was done correctly, so we're not going to mess with it. Well, did pull the resonator back off so I could install this cover over the wiring loom. That's done. Codes are cleared. Let's see what she does. Alright folks, that's it. Got all 6, it runs good. It did finally set a P0301, cylinder 1 misfire code. I think it has to run for, I forget, 5 minutes at above a certain RPM to run the misfire monitor. So that should clear itself as soon as it goes for a drive. So here's our P0301, so it says not ran this cycle. So we'll go for a drive and that should clear itself out. But this Class 2 data link, I'm not sure what's up with that. So it's got a problem in the OnStar module cell phone antenna circuit. Like I said, there's no symptoms. It doesn't. Everything seems to work. So I'm sure they're not going to want to go down that rabbit hole. Alright folks, I went for a test drive. It runs good. A couple of ignition cycles and it cleared that misfire code. So we are officially done. Oh good. All I have to do is follow this link and I can see my land's solar rights in Illinois. Sure, I'll do that. All right, folks, we are done. Pretty simple diagnosis, really. Had a bad coil. And, you know, we could get the Pico scope out and try to see if this thing has shorted on the primary or the secondary and view the current waveforms and all that jazz. But the reality is, doesn't matter. It's bad. We replaced it. Now it runs fine. So the why, I guess, other than for our own curiosity, really isn't relevant. yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. I like making these diagnostic videos because I personally like watching them. They don't get a lot of views, but they're pretty easy to make. So yeah, I try to do them whenever I can. And I guess the catch with these diagnostic videos is you never know what you're going to run into. Sometimes it's something pretty cool. Other times, it's just a bad coil. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.